The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville and the Sportsocracy. Dare to remind you, we are Draftmas Central, all of your NFL draft coverage right here. Anything breaking, we'll bring it to you, obviously. We've got team-by-team position breakdowns and all of that out on the YouTube stream. We got 3-round mock drafts for every team out on the channel, and we've got 7-rounder coming this week.
A+ 7-round mock drafts tirelessly. And I have a story for every weird guy that you've brought in for a private visit from a school you've never heard of.
Draft team needs is where we're going right now, though, and let's talk about the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, you don't have nearly as much capital as you would like to. But you have some. And that's a good thing because you have just a slew of holes.
Slew of needs.
I think this is – and you're going to tell me I'm crazy when I say this because there's a report out that the Rams are – with that second-round pick, they're targeting an offensive lineman. Well, here's the problem with that. I'm not sure that you're not going to be overdrafting anybody that you're going to take there because I don't see any way Dwan Jones or Darnell Wright make it down there. I don't really see any way any of the highest tier offensive linemen make it there. Mm-hmm. And then there's just a drop-off. So let me give you a hypothetical. If Jahmyr Gibbs somehow makes it to their pick in the second round, do you do that or reach for an offensive lineman?
Oh, I'd go Jahmyr Gibbs.
I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs, and I'm not going to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he makes it that far. But if he does, then I would do that and not think a second thing about it. Because that gives me another weapon.
Mm-hmm. And I'll try to see what's left in the third round. See what's left in the – well, I don't know that I want to try to put a starter out there for the 5th round, but –
you never know.
You never know.
Look, this is a deep class. I've said that time and time and time again. I would say probably 60% of the comments we get on mock drafts are, but they need a blank. And there's not one there. There's just not. I'm looking at the Rams saying, all right, if Will McDonald somehow falls, if Isaiah Foskey falls in your lap, or Jahmyr Gibbs falls in your lap, I can't say that you don't need a lineman more, but I'm not reaching. Mm-hmm. That's one thing in this draft I'm not going to do, period. I don't like doing it ever. I'm a value-based drafting guy. I'll feel the need if it's not available with this pick, it might be for the next one. But I'm not going to reach.
Yep.
Because you've got too many players in this class that, to me, are rated very similarly. And I'm looking at the Rams. I don't think this roster is as bad as everybody else does. The problem is that you have no room for error whatsoever. Mm-hmm. You need a corner real bad. But trading away Jalen Ramsey, it's pretty obvious that you don't care that much.
Right.
Because you left it to Kobe Durant and Darian Kendrick. That's their 2 starters right now.
Which I like Darian Kendrick, but he's not a number 1 guy. He's not even a number 2 guy.
Of corners that played enough snaps last year to rate according to PFF, how many of them rated worse than Darian Kendrick?
Ooh. None. Just one?
I don't know who it is.
It was that bad.
It was that bad.
Really?
Now, Kobe Durant was pretty good. He didn't play enough snaps to actually register. So, I mean, you could be okay. And I find myself doing that with them a lot. Mm-hmm. You could be okay if those guys step up. If Quentin Lake is – I mean, you remember me talking about him a lot last year. I liked him as a box safety. Is he good enough right now? I don't know. And you have a lot of those if you're the Rams. But you do have 3 picks in, the top 77? You should be able to add 3 starters in this class. And the way that their class has worked out the best for me is you take the best player that falls to you. It's been Will McDonald a good many times. It's been Foskey several times. It's been Jahmyr Gibbs a couple times. Mm-hmm. Then when I come up at 69, there should be a corner there. There should be an offensive lineman at 77 or vice versa. And so I hit 3 of my 4 biggest needs, and then I try to find in day 3, I'm trying to find an interior lineman and another safety. You've got a lot of shots at the draft. I mean, there's not many. I mean, they have 11 picks. Not many teams have more than that.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to have to take some – you're really going to have to cash in some lottery tickets. You need to hit 5 of these picks. You need to have a class like the Kansas City Chiefs had last year.
Absolutely.
Because depth is the biggest problem on this team. GG Gambling in our YouTube comments said, I keep seeing Miles Murphy a lot with Will McDonald. If they both fail, who would they pick? I would take Will McDonald because I have him rated higher than Miles Murphy. I'm hearing more and more that Miles Murphy is going to go a little bit higher than I think because I had him in the top of the second round. Looking more now like he'll be very back into the first. But, I mean, that is to me, when I watched the Rams last year, the biggest problem they had was that they couldn't stop the rush and they couldn't get after a quarterback. And now you've lost Bobby Wagner. You don't really have, outside of Aaron Donald, anybody that consistently gets to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. But you have just enough in the god-awful NFC. I'm not sure I can toss this team yet. Like, if I'm the brain trust, if I'm Les Snead and making decisions for the Los Angeles Rams, I can't throw the baby out with the bathwater yet. Because even with all the holes, I can't find a way they're worse than the 6th best team in the NFC. That's if they do nothing else. Mm-hmm. I mean, defensively, you're going to get into a lot of track mates. How many quarterbacks in the NFC you legitimately think are better than Matthew Stafford right now?
Not many.
If this team's healthy and everything goes hunky-dunky, there's no reason they can't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, that's better than blowing it up and getting 30 cents on the dollar for Allen Robinson and Matthew Stafford.
But again, that all hinges on health.
Health.
You have to be healthy.
Because this team is so thin.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't really afford one injury.
No, but I mean, because the back half of this roster it's not good. But this is what happens when you spit in the face of the draft for all these years. Mm-hmm. There's a reason you'll never see another team do this. If I live to be 100 years old, you will never see another team that goes this long without a first-round pick, ever. Mm-hmm. I won't be shocked if the NFL puts a rule in place. The NBA already has one. You cannot trade first-round picks in consecutive years.
Right.
This is why.
Right.
Because you start getting hurt, and you are dog water immediately.
Do they have another contending year in them? I don't think so.
And well, it just depends on what you consider contending. Are they winning the division? No, the 3rd best team in this division. Easy. But I'm also not sure that they're not the 5th best team in the conference, period. Mm. I don't like any team in the NFC South better than them. None.
Okay.
I could easily see a path where the NFC East cannibalizes each other because they're all so good. Mm-hmm. I like one team in the North definitively better than them, and that's the Lions. Mm-hmm. Minnesota, it's definitely debatable. Just depends on what the team looks like.
But you could easily be the 3rd best team in your own division.
Well, they are the 3rd best team in their own division.
And
this is a team that's contending for a wild card. Mm-hmm. But if everything stays right, you hit a few of these picks, you get a little depth on this roster so that you can withstand a sprained ankle. I mean, there were times last year that offensive line didn't have a guy on the field that looked like they belonged in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Now, that's bias. When you've got 3 that are over their skis, it makes the other 2 look worse than they are.
Now, looking at your draft needs up on the YouTube stream right now, you got edge rusher, offensive tackle, interior offensive lineman, cornerback, safety, running back. Where's the wide receiver? They need one of those, don't they?
Well, I mean, you got Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, but Allen Robinson was pretty much a disaster last year.
Okay, you tell me.
Want something else?
You pick at 36. You tell me the receiver you're going to add that's better than that. You're not. That's how thin this roster is. Mm-hmm. Receiver's probably the 7th or 8th biggest need to me, because at the end of the day, Ben Skoranek is better than what you're trotting out there at every one of these positions. You've lost too much. Mm-hmm. So there's no team in the NFL that needs to do more with less. But you got a lot of lottery tickets to make it work.
You do. They picked twice in the 3rd round. They got 3 5th-rounders, 3 6th-rounders, 2 7th-rounders. So you got a lot of back end of the draft capital. Day 3 is going to be very hot and heavy for the Los Angeles Rams. You got to hit some home runs. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.